Hey, what's up, guys? It's Clutch. We are nearing the new Madden season, so I figured we'd put out a new list of NSG Madden 21 suggestions and our top things we'd like to see in the game. So, this is going to be our top 5, and we also added in a bonus at the end. With this, we thought of a couple quick fixes and additions that would bring us a great game in the upcoming months. We know that the next gen year is now, so we can't really ask for everything in one year, just because they have so much other stuff going on. But with that being said, here's a couple ideas that would really hype up the Madden 21 train. First off, number 1, the biggest issue in recent memory is the issue with franchise. I feel like franchise players have kind of been getting screwed over because they pay for this game that has everything going towards MUT every single year, and it would be nice for a huge overhaul to happen. So with that, I think that a couple different things would actually help out the franchise a lot. One of those being more realistic contracts. So with these contracts, I've had different players ask for way too much money that they did not deserve. I've had left guards asking for $180 million over 5 years. I've had outside linebackers asking more than top quarterbacks in the league. So that definitely seems like it could use a little bit of balancing. And another great addition would actually be a relocation customization. I don't think this would be too much to ask for, because if they just added in the ability to create teams, it would just be something that could you hit two birds with one stone, really, and at the same time, you could create a team outside a franchise and also relocate and create your own team inside the franchise. And with this, we don't need to know exact locations. I think it'd be great if you could pick wherever you wanted. For instance, I live in New Hampshire, and how cool would that be if I could have my home team playing right in New Hampshire, even though we'll never have a stadium here? So, with another piece, I think that the scouting needs a pretty big tuning or even revamp in general. I like how the live draft is made, and you can actually watch the players come out, and it's really a great way to get things going. So I don't have a problem with that. But a couple more additions would actually really fix this issue. And that would be even adding mock drafts into the news, or even being able to attend a shortened combine where maybe you're not seeing every player, but you see a couple players here and there, or you can actually pick which players you'd like to see. I think that would be something that wouldn't take up too much time for them. It would also be something huge that would be a big draw for franchise players. And another situation that would actually really help it out would be to improve the scenario engine that they currently have. So right now, I do think that it was a huge step for them to add it on last year, and it gives incentives for players to do better, and doesn't really hurt them if they don't do better, but I certainly think it would kind of be cool if it did affect them in a negative way to a certain degree. I also think it'd be really cool if there was different effects. So something that I've kind of thought about in the past is, imagine if you're trying to re-sign a player, and it's a really big player, one of the top players in the league, and you have a certain time that you need to re-sign him by, or he just will not, no matter what, sign with you. Or even imagine franchise tagging somebody that already isn't happy with their current situation and having them go into a holdout. I understand that maybe that's not the part of the NFL that they want to reveal, but it definitely is a real part, and I think it would be great to have. So, number 2 on the list, even though that was a real long one, is something needs to be done with the My Career mode. It's been flat out horrible in recent years, and we really need something with a little bit more effort involved. So, with other games out there, basketball games specifically like 2K, it shows that they have the ability to change entire career modes over just 1 year, and I think that EA should at least be able to do that over 2 or 3. With that, I think 2K would be the perfect model. They could essentially pitch an idea that would involve even a VC and rep system that would actually make EA even more money, and it would add on to their MUT earnings, and then they'd also have a My Career similar to 2K, where you can go in, you can make a certain type of player, and you can work on them through either grinding or VC if you would like to. And I'm sure that there's a ton of loyal fans and customers that would be willing to spend a couple bucks here and there to be able to make their players better. And ultimately, I think that the real draw from this would be able to start a Pro-Am or a rec system similar to 2K's, where if I wanted to go in and play with anybody else in NSG, I could just hop in. I could use my running back, my wide receiver, my quarterback, and we could actually play together. And we could play against other people as well. There could be a leaderboard and everything, just like 2K. And even if it didn't go that far, even in this next upcoming year or two, I think it'd be great if they added the ability to just do co-op seasons. We've been waiting forever to just be able to play on 2 separate consoles in the same season on the same team. It'd be great if I could step out as a quarterback and dime out touchdowns to my buddies all day. So, next, and the third huge addition to the game would be to fix some of the blocking issues. I understand it must be difficult to make a game that can perfectly block and execute everything that they're supposed to do, especially with different things like nano blitzes out there. But we do have something that would solve it for everybody, and that's the ability to pick and choose who blocks who. So in my mind, I picture on pre-play, you have an option that shows the play art, and it shows where everyone's going to go block, which it currently does not have. That way, if I specifically think someone's blitzing in a hole, or if I've noticed that the person I'm playing against is running a certain nano blitz, I can just swap it with a certain click of a button and select somebody else to block somebody else. That way, there's no confusion. There's no 2 people trying to block one with one of the tackles just standing there and letting a guy run by him. It would also add a huge skill gap to the game and allow people with actual football experience and great Madden players to further themselves from the crowd. Another 4th issue is the abilities. And I'm not really sure what we can do about them for now, but I do like the idea of abilities. For now, I think the best way to do this would be to add a level or a tier system to each ability or badge. Just like 2K, how they have everything up to Hall of Fame, I think it would be great if every single player could work their way up, and it could even be ranked according to the difficulty settings of Madden. So the best badges that anybody could possibly get would go all the way up to all Madden. And with that, that would give a huge gap. So if there's an ability like Jukebox, and there's a running back that has Jukebox because they're a very good juker. The only issue with that is that means when you put that badge on them, they're just as good and they can play just as effective as Barry Sanders would with the same exact badge. The abilities really get rid of any need for statistics at that point when you're playing at that high of a level. So I think if there was a 3-tier or 4-tier system, it would really separate the greats from the legends. And you can even think about scrambling as a very good example for this. It's crazy to see how many people have escape artist and how many quarterbacks out there are actually faster than the quarterbacks with escape artists, but they run so much quicker than those other players. So this would fix a little bit of everything, and I think it would make people happy for now. Next, the last edition, the 5th edition, would be to improve the celebrations and taunts. I'm real curious what happened to the zones that you used to be able to run over to and do certain interactions. How cool would it be if you could do the Lambo leap? How cool would it be if you could run out and dance with the cheerleaders? I think that would be a great addition, and you could really express what you want to do on the field. Also, on top of that, again, a two birds with one stone situation, you could add in the ability to change your My Players or My Career taunts. So therefore, you could actually show what you're actually like on the football field and do whatever you'd like. They could have a preset list of different taunts and celebrations you can do, and I think it would really, really further themselves in through their career. On top of that, I don't think it would be a bad idea to at least have an update or two that shows a couple celebrations and adds in a couple celebrations here and there, maybe from the actual NFL. So if there's a real big celebration that goes viral, maybe they could add it in every once in a while. So, our last bonus edition piece, and this is a piece that I think would really blow everyone's minds, would be a reach button. How often are you caught just short of the end zone? You don't want to dive and get hit and fumble, but you'd like to just reach your arm out and cross the plane. So with that, I understand it could be something that would be glitchy or even cheap to some degree, but you can give it a good balance. So you wouldn't want to do this at every point, But in certain situations, when I know I really need a touchdown and I come an inch short of the touchdown, it really causes some issues. So the counters for that would be if you're actually doing the reach, there'd be a higher chance of fumbling. So with that, I just figured those are the kind of ideas that NSG came up with. So let us know if you liked the video, and if you have any comments or suggestions, please feel free to write them down below. And on top of that, if you could hit the like button and possibly hit that subscribe button as well, it'd be greatly appreciated. And of course, follow us and catch up more on NSG. So with that being said, thanks and have a great day.